Not the way we wanted to finish off this series in Arlington. I fucking saw your shadow in the bottom. I'll just keep going. Not the way we wanted to finish off that series down in Arlington, Texas, but let's be honest here. With the pitching matchup the way it lined up, did we expect to win this game today? No. Problem was, though, was the pitching the problem? No, it wasn't. Yes, Kikuchi was Yusei Kikuchi and terrible. Trevor Richards couldn't get a second out in the first inning. But it was limited. They only allowed 4 runs. And your offense stunk it up. You had 1 run on 7 hits. It was Teoscar Hernandez RBI double in the 6th inning, and that was it. They had golden opportunities in the early goings of this ball game. They had first and second, nobody out. First and second, 2 out. Or first and second, 1 out, Ground ball double play. What else is new? Vladdy had a double. Bo gets out. Guys in scoring position. They kind of in the first 3 or 4 innings, they went 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. When it was a 1-run game or when it was a 3-run game, when you were right there in the ball game early on, and they couldn't capitalize. And when your pitching staff, which you didn't fire up any of your main guys except for Anthony Bass, I'm not really sure why that happened, why you fired Anthony Bass out there, but whatever. I thought they did a pretty good job. Merriweather was great through 2 innings. Zach Pop did a phenomenal job through an inning in the 3rd. David Phelps has just been David Phelps. And you throw this man into a situation, the guy's on base, don't worry, he'll strand them. It's automatic. Let's quickly break down this ball game and then talk about what we all want to talk about, this upcoming set against the Rays. Bottom of the 1st inning, Brandon Lau. Man, we're not facing the Rays yet. Nathaniel Lowe. It's an RBI double. Corey Seager comes in to score. That was off of Trevor Richards. And they end up loading the bases with 1 out, right? This is looking to be an absolutely disastrous 1st inning. But David Phelps comes in, shuts the door. They don't score anymore. Big job. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Yusei Kikuchi on the hill and Nathaniel Lowe on base. And Adolis Garcia, 2-run shot. But what's funny about Kikuchi, and I will say it till the cows come home, is his stuff is always, it's good. Right? His stuff is good, but his execution is downright horrendous. Because the guy goes out there and he gives up a single or double to Nathaniel Lowe. My God, I'm in Rays mode already. And then gives up a shot to Adolis Garcia. Then after that, he strikes out the next 3. And it's like, this guy, so damn confusing. And now the Jays are down 3-0, having had opportunities in the top of the 2nd, at top of the 3rd inning, having opportunities. I think the top of the 2nd where they had 1st and 2nd, nobody out, couldn't get anything done. Then in the top of the 2nd inning, I believe that was the Vladdy 2-out double that didn't amount to anything. And then they get that 3-0 home run. And I believe Espinal, it was either the top of the 4th or the 5th inning, where we came up with 2 on and 1 out, right? Maybe a chance to turn the lineup over a little bit. Espinal grounds a double play. And it's like, okay, well, there goes that. How many times have we seen that this year? And then it goes to the top of the 6th inning. Bo gets on, right? And then Teo hits an RBI double. And you're like, okay, back into the ball game. It's only a 2-run game in the 6th. And they get nothing else going. They had opportunities, but couldn't get anything going. I don't know how many times in this ball game they had the leadoff base runner on, which it didn't amount to anything. But it sucks. It really, really does. And then Tavares, not John Tavares, by the way. It's a solo bomb in the bottom of the 8th off of Anthony Bass, and that's the end of the scoring. All right, offensive line. Well, Vladdy went 2 for 5. And that's the 2nd game in a row now. He's had multi-hit games. So maybe a little something from Vladdy heading back to Toronto, which would be incredible. And Teoscar Hernandez, coming off the paternity list, went 2 for 3 in the ball game, had an RBI, the only RBI, and he walked 1. So got on base 3 of the 4 times he came to the plate, and that's a great job from Teo today. I mean, it's really all you can say about it. 7 hits overall from the Blue Jays, 11 strikeouts, a lot more than usual, and they did walk 5 times. So they got on base, just couldn't drive him in. It's the story of the season. Pitching-wise, Trevor Richards was terrible. Let's be honest here. He was awful. Goes to 3rd inning, allows 3 hits, a run, a strikeout, and a walk. Like I said, allowed the RBI double to Nathaniel Lowe, and then ends up loading the bases as well. So he was not good at all. It didn't give you really anything that you wanted, except for the leadoff guy getting out. I think it was Marcus Semien got out, and that was the only guy you could get. And then David Phelps goes an inning in the 3rd, no base runners, and strikes out a guy, so he did a phenomenal job. Then Yusei Kikuchi doing Yusei Kikuchi things. Two innings pitched. He had 4 hits, a couple runs on the 2-run shot, but strikes out 3 and walks 1, and of course gives up the 2-run shot to Garcia. Then the bullpen does a pretty good job. Zach Pop went an inning in the third. He inherited a bases-loaded 2-out situation, but gets a strikeout. He went an inning in the third, gets a couple punch-outs. So he did a really nice job after, kind of bounced back after yesterday. He had a tough outing there yesterday. Didn't go a complete inning, went 2/3 inning and had to get yanked out of there. But he did a really nice job today. Julian Merriweather, look, didn't get the strikeout stuff that we want to see from a guy who throws nearly 100, but that's just Julian Merriweather. He went 2 innings, allowed 1 hit, got 1 strikeout. And that was his outing. So, between Pop and him, he gave 3 1/3 scoreless. 3 1/3 of 1-hit ball. They did a really good job keeping the Jays in the ball game at 3-1. But your offense couldn't wake up. And then Anthony Bastis kind of put the nail in the coffin, allows the home run in the 8th inning, allows the 1 hit, the 1 run, strikes out a couple, but that was it. Now, with the loss, Jays are now 78-61, and I believe the Rays lost, so we're still half a game back at them. And the Mariners are probably going to beat the Braves today, so that's going to make them go up half a game on us. So it is all just continuous mayhem in the AL wildcard race for that number 1 spot. Obviously, we all know people have mixed opinions. Do you want to be in the 3rd spot and face the Cleveland Guardians? But if that's the case, do you want to face Tristan McKenzie, Shane Bieber, and Cal Quantrill in that 3-game set? I don't know. We saw what happened when they were here in Toronto and had to deal with that. Imagine going on the road to do it. I'd rather not. But what are your options? Do you see that? Or you face Seattle at home or on the road, and you got to face, Robbie Ray. I don't know if he's poked yet. But you'd see, a lot of other guys, George Kirby, you'd see Luis Castillo. That's some tough ones. And obviously the Rays are the damn Rays, and really, do you want to see them? Probably not. But those are your options. That or win the division, which, with the Yankees winning again today, they think their lead's up to 6 now. It looks a little bleak, let's be honest here. But who knows? Now, the Jays open up a 5-game set against the Rays. The one we've all been looking forward to, post-Baltimore, and knowing that the Jays are only half a game back of the Rays. You have 5 games against the Rays here. Heck, you have 9 games against these guys in the next week and a half. Yeah, you got 4 at the Trop. Ain't that going to be fun? Let's break down these 5 games, shall we? We obviously don't know the starting pitchers for all of the games right now, but game 1, tomorrow night, it's Jose Berrios. And if there's any day that we want Jose Berrios to bring out his best stuff and shove, it's tomorrow. 7:07 first pitch at Rogers Center. It's Jose Berrios. It's a TBD right now for the Tampa Bay Rays, and that doesn't mean squat. That doesn't mean they're going to be calling up some guy from AAA, and if it does, he's probably going to throw 100, and he's going to go 8 shutout innings, right? That's just the way the Rays roll. Game 2 and 3 of the series go on Tuesday. It's a doubleheader on Tuesday, and it's both TBDs basically all around, except for the opener, which is Jeffrey Springs for the Rays. I don't know if that's confirmed yet, but it's a 107 first pitch there. It's going to be Manoah and Mitch White probably in those 2 games for the Jays. How they go about, how they go about doing it, I don't know. In my opinion, Mitch White should go in the first game. That's what I was talking about. Rob and I were talking. Rob's here, actually. And we were, saying that probably Mitch White should go in game 1, if anything, right? Because God forbid you lose that game. Well, at least in game 2, Manoah's going out there, and you have a good opportunity to win that game. If you go out and if Manoah goes in game 1, and unfortunately you somehow find a way to lose that game, we're all thinking, oh God, we got Mitch White in game 2. That's not the mindset we want to have. But we'll see what they end up doing. That's game 2. It's a 107 first pitch in game 1 and a 707 first pitch in game 2. Game 3 on Wednesday, Ross Stripling versus Drew Rasmussen. That's what it looks like as of right now. That's going to be one hell of a pitching matchup. Both guys been phenomenal this year. That's a 707 on Wednesday. And on Thursday, possibly, it hasn't been confirmed at all, Shane McClanahan gets off the IL and Kevin Gausman for the Blue Jays. And that's a 307 on Thursday. Ladies and gentlemen, this 5-game stretch is massive for the Blue Jays in the sense of, do you want the home field in the wild card game? Well, if you want that, you're going to have to win this series. Whether it's 3-2, whether it's 4-1, whether you find a way to sweep the Rays 5 games, which, let's be honest here, is probably not going to happen. But as long as you win this series, you're in good shape, right? However, the Rays do hold a tiebreaker, so if you want to win 4 out of 5, then that might change that a little bit. But it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be exciting at Rogers Center. I'm hoping it's jam-packed every single game. Fans got to be loud, and the Jays got to be ready to play. They end the road trip 8-2. They go on the road after that abysmal, Angels series, and they do a job. They take all 3 from Pittsburgh, 3 or 4 from Baltimore, 2 or 3 from the Rangers, You did what you needed to do. Now, you have five against the Rays. We've all been looking towards this series for quite a while now, and it's finally here. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and you just didn't enjoy the ball game today, but expected as much, smack the like button. Do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not already. Comment down below your guys' thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game. Would you not like from today's game for the Toronto Blue Jays? The Twitter link is down below, so follow up there if you guys have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys, of course, Jays Edition, Game 1 of 5 against the Tampa Bay Rays starting tomorrow night. Jose Berrios, and it's TBD. The Tampa Bay Rays, 7:07 first pitch there at Rogers Center tomorrow night. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and not the game today. We'll talk to you guys then.